in 3, 2, 1. Link the fire. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest episode of Lads Debate. Competing with the legendary Your Only Mate. Ha! I get it.
I was wondering if you would.
I was like, I see what he's doing. And judging us is Shawnee.
Prepare for one of you to die or lose, whatever comes first.
He said the game cover. Kind of. He added a bit more to it. I think that might have ruined the case if they had that last few bits.
I am avoiding copyright.
I don't think From Software is going to copyright Lads Debate, Sean. These guys used the title.
Oh, they're owned by
games.
Sony now, so...
Well, they're technically not owned by Sony. They're trying to be taken by Sony, but Sony is, you know, From Software realizing, like, yeah, we want to be able to earn more money from our games, so, no. Yeah, so... The last episode, people, was Sizzle versus Heracross, the rematch. We gave all their forms, mostly their Mega Evolutions, all the moves they can learn, whether it's through TMs, leveling, eggs, you name it. If they can get it, then they have it. Sizzle did win the rematch. However, history has repeated itself.
This debate will never have a winner. The end.
Yep. I mean, at the time I've put it on screen now. Yes, this screenshot from 16 people, it's tied. We have our first ever Lads Debate tie since the first ever episode, and it's again a Heracross versus Sizzle episode.
Can we all agree that this episode just will always be a tie, no matter what we do?
I hope that continues.
So Sean technically won the votes of the last one, and then it tied. I won this one, it tied again. So is it just forever a draw now? Is that it?
It's forever a draw, Bill. We've been trying to tell you, let it be a draw forever. But you're like, no, bring it for Caesar. But the fans disagree. It's a fucking tie.
Oh, goddammit. Right, wait until 5 more generations of Pokemon, and we do Lads Debate. Again, Sizzle versus Heracross. We give all their forms. We give everything.
Maybe we just call it a tie and the end.
Oh my god. Anyway, from our comments, first one from Yang the Insane. Damn, I wasn't expecting Heracross to lose this one. Really expected anime feats would help our dung beetle out. Alas, Heracross victory bugged out. That joke was terrible, Yang.
We'll just tell you to bugger off later.
Nah. That joke did not go into the dung pile. Mate, you've got to make a bug pun.
I'm trying to think of one, but it's really bugging me.
Yeah, that counts. Right then. From RKO, I still side with Heracross, how it is extremely close. I still prefer Heracross over Cypher. I may grab one in my Fire Red Let's Play. You should definitely go check it out, people. However, I prefer Sizzle's design. I prefer Sizzle's design. Still great Lads Debate. Honestly, I think both designs are equally good. Yes, I am definitely more of a sucker for Sizzle's design because when I first played Pokemon, I wasn't really I never used the Cypher. I was one of those people that was always interested in Beedrill, and then after the randomizer, I just realised that Beedrill's not that good of a Pokemon.
It's good early game.
Yeah, I suppose. I just didn't get that many wins with him. Then again, it was a randomizer, so I was fighting Pokemon you wouldn't encounter until you completed the game or you got close to it. And final comment from Turok, which I'll kind of skip a majority of it because it's a big comment. I'll comment on this bit though. Mega Sizzle can fly, not use fly, but fly around. No, think about it. Heracross has wings, yes, but it's not for the case in his Mega form, who trades his wings for a big arm cannons. This means Sizzle could keep the versatility advantage, and going all while Mega Heracross would be stuck having to move left and right. When add on to the fact Sizzle is the only one who can exploit the opponent's doubled typing weakness with a plethora of flying type moves, while Heracross can't learn any offensive fire type move outside of is that Terrastall, the crystallized form, I'm assuming.
Rascalization.
Yeah. I checked and I shot to
Yeah.
learn this, and Sizzle would have an easier way to adapt in this fight. So thanks to more flexible exploits and literally a better designed mega form, I agree with that. I had to give it to Sizzle. Yeah, people even in the comments are kind of split on it. Like, it seems like from Yang, she was really surprised Heracross didn't win. But she didn't seem like she said she disagreed. Then we have Arco who says Heracross, and then Turok says Sizzle. So I am generally surprised it ended in a tie. Like, unironically, that genuinely surprised me. I was thinking with YouTube's like voting poll thing, like it wouldn't end in a tie again, surely, because we can't like soft lock it where you missed a voting date, that's it, people. No, even if you vote against it now, too late. Lads debate is out now, so
This debate is forever a tie, audience. Please accept that. Thank you.
Also, I like how that comment started off with just like the whole thing about Mega Sizzle, whether he can fly or not, and it just gives me M&JTV flashbacks.
yeah. So once again, people,
Mikey, if you're somehow watching this, where does Sizzle fall on Team Sky?
Yeah. So yeah, thank you, people for commenting, and I would like to say, would you like to see this rematch again? But I think until there is something else we can bring in for these two, I think we should just have it be, you know what, we'll take the L as well as W's. Like, me and Shaw have both taken an L and a W in this debate. We'll just have to wait and see if we continue lads debate down the line and if something comes out for these two, which I don't really think much is going to change with these two, really. I feel like...
Watch Heracross learn Fire Punch.
Yeah, that could end up changing, but because they're like even speed, it's going to come down to a lot of things. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that debate. We're here to talk about this debate, which, funny enough, this was an idea we posted to the community, and people were overwhelmingly interested in it. So, here we are. We are now talking about Link from The Legend of Zelda versus the Chosen Undead from Dark Souls. This was just kind of like a shot in the dark. We all kind of like it, but we're like, will people like it? So we put a poll to it, and I think it
was like near 50 people were voting for it, and it was also just a really close poll without us doing the actual episode.
Yeah, so who knows? That might change here. So obviously, because this is Link versus the Chosen Undead, mate, are you ready to represent the guys who has multiple timelines to follow?
I mean, look, I'm going to be mostly focusing on one, but I'll like bring up bits from others.
Of course. Alright, so we're going to do this 10 minutes for mate, unless he wants to end early because he said his piece, and 10 minutes to me, then 20-minute debate. Are we ready?
Also, for reference, because I know this video came out over on someone else's channel, we had the Link idea first, not them.
Yeah.
When we announced Link's episode, there was a channel called like Fan Battle, and they also announced a Link episode like days after we announced ours.
Oh god, the lad's curse strikes again.
And it was against a From Software character too.
Oh my god, what character was it?
The Tarnish.
You gotta be kidding me.
No.
Oh my god.
I'm not.
That is actually funny. Lad's curse strikes again.
What's next? We get some Ruby news.
Well, if we get a Ruby episode... Yeah, the lad's curse is efficient. You gotta be precise with it. You know, to quote that toy maker from Toy Story 2, you can't
I
rush
want Ruby
art.
Volume 10, okay?
Yeah, it's been a long time since that show got cancelled. We'll see what they're doing with it.
Cancelled. On hiatus.
Speaking of 10, mate, you have 10 minutes. Are you ready?
Mate, a rock that's a different type of rock is still a rock. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, lads, debate.
Timer.
Alrighty, in 3, 2, 1, begin Link's Pass, if you will.
So, the Kingdom of Hyrule. Home to all kinds of odd stuff. But the one I'm going to focus on is a knight, usually clad in green, sometimes blue, chosen by the gods themselves. And his name is Link. And yes, I'm bringing these back.
It is surprising nobody. To be fair, they are really cool.
Yeah, I respect the effort.
So, something I'm going to get out of the way with Link, because he has the spirit of the hero, every time a Link dies, like, he reincarnates in another time. And the main benefit is that every Link keeps all the experiences of the previous owner.
So, kind of like when Aang goes Avatar state.
Exactly. And of course, as the protector of Hyrule, he has to protect it from all kinds of monsters and other baddies like Ganondorf, Majora, and a bunch of others. There's so many. And Link has one hell of an arsenal for this, and when I say arsenal, oh dear God, there is a lot. Like, why did you guys give me Link?
I had to look up Dark Souls, man. Shut up.
I will say none of you can compete with Composite Sam Fisher until otherwise.
That is a fair point. I only had to watch the animated series Batman for that one.
Fair. Now, while Link has a lot of weapons, as I'm sending you now, feel free to just go through these slowly during the edit. Of course, most iconic of all is his Master Sword, the Blade of Evil's Bane, forged by the gods to, well, destroy evil, seal it away, break curses. Yeah, it's a really awesome sword. Don't lie, you want it.
Yeah, I've seen better.
But because Link is the chosen one, only he can wield it. It also comes with a spirit guide, so that's helpful. And I found this out, it can even evolve into the more powerful golden sword. I legit never learned that before researching this. But he comes equipped with boomerang, slingshot, hammers, bombs of multiple kinds, elemental rods, and his talent with a bow is, well, second to none. And he has a lot of arrow types. Of course, he has fire, ice, electric, ancient, bomb, and he can even fuse them with, well, plants that he finds, like, all around the world to make makeshift arrows. I'm not joking. This guy is carrying fruit that is also a bomb.
Not the weirdest thing I've
Do
heard
not
from
eat
Zelda.
that. Yeah. But to say Link is, say, just a swordsman is kind of limiting his arsenal, because he's also dabbled in magic. As this gift sounds. You're a wizard, Link.
He's a what?
You were proud of that edit, weren't you? I respect that.
Yes, I was.
I
I'm
respect
gonna stop
that.
the timer so we can all just appreciate this joke.
It's beautiful. It's artistic.
All right, mate. You ready to continue?
Yeah.
All right, you have 6 minutes. Good luck.
Sorry, I'm just sorting out mine. There we go. Yeah. But of course, he's also packing, various things from across various games, like the Sheikah Slate, the Zonai Arm, the Phantom Hourglass, the Wind Waker, the Ocarina of Time. That last one basically lets him manipulate the flow of time, change the cycle of days, summon storms, and even teleport through song.
He is a bard.
He's no Killian, but I respect him.
Yeah. But Link doesn't always go into fights alone, because thanks to his Zonai Arm, he can summon avatars of sages that he's met throughout his journey.
Pausing the timer just for this joke. So wait, he can summon the character from Sonic Frontiers.
Hey.
I don't know how useful she'd be in Hyrule. Well, then again, there's ancient tech, so maybe.
There's a crossover idea for you, Nintendo.
I'll be. When has Nintendo ever done any big major crossover aside Smash Bros?
The Olympic Games, technically.
When was the last
I mean,
Mario and
there
Sonic?
was something in Sonic Lost Worlds where Sonic could go through a Legend of Zelda theme stage.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, I shall resume the timer in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. And of course, he's also packing fairies, which can, well, resurrect him from death. You think you killed him? Nope, fairy in a bottle revives him. But that's not the only thing that can heal him. He can also just use food that he's cooked up, because turns out this guy's a master chef. Imagine being on death's door, munch down on a pizza, and then you're good. Yes, you can make a pizza in Zelda.
Sounds like Skyrim.
Yeah. He's also got the golden gauntlets, which let him, well, lift heavy objects. He's got the magic cape, which turns him invisible and intangible. But if he needs some extra firepower, he's got his masks, which can alter his appearance and give him extra abilities, like how his Gora mask lets him, well, do like Sonic, roll in the ball. So fast he actually catches fire, by the way. But none are as good as the Fierce Deity mask. And with that one, he can bitch slap Majora. You know, the guy who can just will bringing the moon into the earth and cause planet-wide devastation. Yeah, Link can take out that guy in a few hits with this mask. I mean, it's kind of hard to die, kind of hard not to when he becomes a 10-foot god with a helix sword. Praise this, bitch! And if that wasn't enough, with the Phantom Hourglass, he can stop time itself. And if you think, oh, how does Link do all this with just himself? Well, with the Force Sword, he can summon 3 extra versions of him. Which, by the way, are all just as galaxy-brained as he is. And when I say galaxy-brained, I mean galaxy-brained, because throughout the Legend of Zelda franchise, you solve all kinds of puzzles to get through these dungeons, and it's that creativity that, well, even allows his Zonai arm to create all manner of things, ranging from tanks to literal mechs to flying warships. Yes, you can create that in Tears of the Kingdom. It is insane.
Since when did we go to steampunk in a medieval kingdom? Jesus Christ.
Here's the real question. Pause the timer, Sean. Can Link make the Nodapanais 3000?
I don't know what that is.
You are a very uncultured swine. I'm going to put it on screen as well as the YouTuber who made the video. Anyway, continue. Just thought I'd throw that little reference out for the oldies.
Yeah, but Link is only limited by his imagination when it comes to building with that arm. With all this crazy stuff, and all the people he has defeated, like Majora, Ganon, Demise, who is just Ganon's original form, Bellum, like, the Kingdom of Hyrule can rest easy knowing they're protected by such a worthy champion.
Is that what you're ending on?
Yeah.
Alrighty. That was insane just to hear, especially towards the ending about the slate thing, because is that in the new Legend of Zelda game, like that whole slate?
Oh, the arm? Yeah.
Yeah. That explains it.
I also like what I put in feats is the reason more series made open world games.
Indeed.
It's not wrong.
Hey, at least it's better than any Ubisoft open world game.
That's a pretty low bar to go to.
I said it because I was playing Far Cry New Dawn recently because that was on Game Pass.
Oh yeah, I heard that game was pretty bare minimum of what you could do.
It looks pretty, but there's basically nothing to do except I guess recruiting the boar was fun.
Yeah, I think if I had to choose, I'd probably choose Zelda. Breath of the Wild. Still need to play it, but my sister's saying it's really good. But, shall we move on to the Chosen Undead?
Alrighty. Bill, are you ready?
I am ready.
Alright, in 3, 2, 1, praise Dark Souls.
In this beautiful, actually horrible land of Dark Souls, we have pretty much an interesting world that has demons, monsters, mushroom monsters that will freaking rock and sock you with their fists, dragons, gods, undead gods, bug gods. We have the human race, who were sadly cursed with the undead. They could never pass on to the afterlife. They were forever stuck being killed and used as weapons by these so powerful gods. Many of these gods, though, eventually discovered the flames of creation. This allowed light to exist in all across the universe as well as the multiverse. Yeah, there's a lot of multiverse stories that happen in Dark Souls. It was fun reading that. Definitely wasn't draining at all. When the dragons tried to take this power for themselves, we had the traitorous dragon, what was his name again in my life? Seif the Scaleless, which, yes, he is literally a dragon that is scaleless, unlike his brethren. As well as Gwyn, the human king, and all other manner of powerful beings take down these dragons. And yeah, that war kind of ruined the world. Yeah, because it turns out a giant war with magical beings and gods and dragons, surprisingly not much of the world is left. And unfortunately, the flames were going out, and eventually the world, as well as the universe, would be shrouded in darkness. Unless the undead can prove themselves, prove their worth to these gods, to these warriors, that they could be worthy to light the flames. Only to learn through many battles that, turns out they weren't cursed with any undead at all. Sorry, mates. You were used as cannon fodder for the gods. It's a sad existence, but hey, someone's got to do it. One certain chosen undead would go on this grand adventure and face these gods, these demons, and many of them did not succeed. But there would always be those some in the few worlds that exist that would actually triumph and reclaim the flames. As well as there's those few that, you know, shrouded the universe in darkness. But we're focusing on the chosen undead that actually did light the flames. And he kind of saved the world, or they, you could be whatever. But we'll get to that shortly. The Chosen Undead, of course, though, to go into, you know, a battle against these powerful beings that could wreck you in so many ways that I died so many times, so many controllers were lost to me as a kid.
Rip your budget.
Indeed. Well, mostly my family's budget. I was a dumb kid. I didn't need to suffer consequences. It's like the smacks around my head.
Would you say that made their wallets go hollow?
Eh. This chosen undead would eventually leave the undead asylum, which was literally guarded by a demon, because, you know, that's a good way to motivate your people onto saving the universe. Just trap you guys in an asylum just because you don't like the idea of being used as a weapon. But when the Chosen Undead would defeat this demon, and, you know, forget the other guys, they're kind of hollowed out now, they have no chance of succeeding. We have the Chosen Undead that defeated all the monsters. He defeated the Bed of Chaos, shut up mate, the Stray Demon, the eventual, how do you pronounce it? Nito? The Undead God. Ornstein and Smog, and Steve the Scaleless, and worst of all, Pinwheel. Actually, no, he's actually a pretty easy boss fight. He's not that difficult. As well as eventually the King of the Humans, the one that helped fight the godlike dragons, Gwyn, the Lord of Cinder. As well as eventually the Great Wolf Sith, which to this day does not feel good killing that doggo. He's just protecting his master's grave. I always feel bad killing him. And no, I'm not willing to play that.
Big puppy.
You know, I'm not willing to actually play the DLC. That way I can save him, because that DLC is hard. Also, quickly pause the timer, Sean, because I have a sad fun fact about the Sith.
Very well.
If
Always two.
When Sith...
No more, no less.
When Sith is on literally a bar of health left, he starts limping and crying, and every time he swings his sword, he falls over. It's a sad detail the game puts in to make you realise, man, I'm a horrible person. Because this dog's just protecting his master's grave.
Just like when you killed Parthenax.
Yeah, it's one of those boss fights where if you just, tried your best just to get through as quick as you can. This dog is pretty tough, I will say. But if you just wait long enough, you can actually see this poor dog struggling to defend his master's grave. It's a pretty sad fact. Needless to say, killing Sith is never the fun part of Dark Souls. Anyway, you may resume timer.
Alrighty, 3, 2, 1, resume.
Now, if you want to talk about weaponry, this guy has magic, swords, bows, arrows, crossbows, bolts of lightning that are wielded by gods, great swords, straight swords, ultra great swords, curved swords, and as well as very powerful swords, one that was made from the scales of Steph, which doesn't make any sense because he's known as the Scaleless. I guess he just had that one part that had scales, which is a bitch to get. Seriously, you need to slice off his tail while he's attacking you, and then you have to fight him while he's movable. Oh, I hate that boss fight. It's not worth getting the sword anyway. You just end up getting a better sword later. But as well as spears, a whip, lantern, but I'm pretty sure this lantern, all that does is just makes light.
Green Lantern?
If only, Jesus Christ. He wields magic such as healing. He has the Estus Flame, so he can heal himself by literally drinking fire. Most hardcore man of all time, or woman. As well as developing magic that can resist curses, which makes you kind of wonder how they didn't piece together that the undead curse can, fight off the resist curse. I mean, to be fair, it's humanity. Humanity's pretty dumb.
So true.
Yeah, but even then, they can also heal from just sunlight being around, as well as frickin' using sunlight as a giant Death Star beam and laser in everyone, or relatively smaller lasers just to fire around, which are very random. Any people that can dodge those in a 1v1 online, respect, man. I've had people enter my domain and fire that laser at me. I can't dodge it. Respect to the players that...
Just like
Piccolo would be disappointed in you.
He would.
Gee, a character that also sounds like a solar-powered hippie. Where have we covered a character like this before?
I'm pretty sure Superman would definitely kick a Chosen Undead's ass.
I was talking about Kotal Khan.
Oh,
remember?
That's fair enough. I thought you were talking about Superman. But, and the thing that's kind of sad about the Chosen Undead, now you may think, oh, we're covering the one that lit the flames. Oh, have you resumed time, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. You may think, hey, he saved the universe, man. I bet humanity's going to have a good time. People, there were 2 more games afterwards. It did not go well. The second game didn't really cover what happened to the Chosen Undead. You hear stories and stuff like that. In Dark Souls 3, however, which is honestly a pretty good game. I know some people say it's not as good as the first 2, but I like it. Hell, the fact I had so much nostalgia revisiting Firelink Shrine in that game for the first time, when I saw that, my childhood brain, I went... It's like, oh my god. The place where I saw all my friends before I did all their quests and they all died. Dark Souls 100% completion is depressing. However, the Chosen Undead kind of became something worse. He became, as soon as it loads, the Chosen Undead would eventually become the soul of Cinder. The one bit of moment of humanity remaining that's just keeping the last of the light lit. And yes, if the soul of Cinder was to die, the Chosen Undead and all... Well, actually, they're called the Ashened ones in the third game because they've realised they're not undead. Oops. But humanity, the universe, and even the multiverse would cease to exist because the soul of Cinder, surprisingly, has the souls of thousands of chosen undead that have linked the flames. Which means Soler's in there, and that just makes me sad and depressed. Because he actually, if you do the side quest where you can actually save his life, kill that specific bug that will kill him, yeah, he would eventually light the flames. But unfortunately, lighting the flames is not as good as it comes off. While you are given power to rival all of the gods and even all the other bosses that can shake the mountains, destroy the universe, sadly, the Chosen Undead would become hollow in this form. Not to say, though, it's an easy fight. In fact, before this Lads debate, I could not defeat him at the time of recording. Sucks for me. I'm a fake gamer, people. But, in a way, though, while the Chosen Undead would eventually be faded into history, and even though the universe would eventually go out, there is a shimmer of hope for the universe of Dark Souls. Maybe not specifically the world that the Chosen Undead comes from, but in its death and the death of its universe, other worlds were able to come into existence. So, while a noble sacrifice did not save his world, it at least made way for a potentially better world. And that's how I want to end it.
Alrighty.
By the way, I just want to say, I love the freaking Solar Cinder form. Like, there's a mixture of, like, the original design mixed in there. It's so cool. And even the fire sparks on his head look like a crown. I love it. So, shall we get this debate started? Well, I guess midway started.
It sounds like the hero's tales have been spoken, but which hero stands tall between these two? Let the convincing argument for 20 minutes begin.
So, before we go into bigger feats for these guys, mate, let's kind of talk about their training in their past life. So let's hear, like, Link's sort of training that he had.
Well, let's see. There's training to be a knight, archer, like, all kinds of things. Like, okay, in Breath of the Wild, he was training to be a knight, like his father, which... yeah, he became, and then he became Hyrule's champion. He's done that through so many lives. So I would say, like, yeah, he's got millenniums of experience.
That might not come into play with the Solar Cinder, but the thing that I want to bring up for Chosen Undead, which might put him at more of an advantage in terms of combat, one, he has the handy ability to be able to just carry all his weaponry on him without the need of, like, capacity. He pretty much has the Deadpool satchel. He has access to all
Link can do that too.
Does he? I swear there was, like, a capacity and you had to upgrade your strength for
Yeah,
that.
was it? It might be a thing in, like, the newer game, to be fair.
There is like an inventory thing in Breath of the Wild, but you can, like, expand it.
Chosen Undead doesn't need to expand anything. The only thing he had to expand
anyway, he's got, like,
was his...
deep pockets.
So does the Chosen Undead, and here's the thing as well about Chosen Undead. Before he got sent, or she, sent to the Undead Asylum, you have to kind of select, hey, what did they do in the past before they decide to get locked up? Priest, magic user, knight, a thief, and many of these come with both unique weaponry. I will say Priest is the best one to get. Healing magic and a mace is just great. Bonking enemies on the back of the head during stealth is great. And not only that, the events of Dark Souls 1 leading up to when you light the flames only take place in certain days, and you can master every sort of weaponry and ability. To master that in a few days shows he is a quick thinker than Link is. And the thing I also wanted to also bring up was the magic. Do you reckon any of Link's magic can kill the undead? The Chosen Undead?
Well, let's see. From what I remember, he's got healing. He can turn himself into a fairy if need be. He's got abilities from past champions like Mipha's Grace, which also heals him upon death. Daruk's Protection, which not only shields him, but actually reflects the damage onto his enemy, even if it's ranged. Like if someone's using a bow, shoots at him, and he pulls out Daruk's Protection, it just reflects back.
Impressive.
Gravali's Gale, which is mostly helpful for the glider. I'll admit that. Yabosa's Fury, he can summon a lightning storm by doing this.
Well, funny enough, Chosen Undead could do that as well. He can upgrade his lightning bolt to eventually become, he has the standard lightning bolt, which is basically a lightning spear, the great one that does damage. Then there's the sniper spear, which, yes, as it sounds, it locks onto its target from really far away. Unlike the other ones where you kind of have to angle it where you have to aim it, the sniper spear is pretty much like, hey, you in the distance, hit you. And again,
it's aimbot.
Yeah, pretty much, it's aimbot. Not only that, he can also just snap his fingers. Well, he doesn't actually, he clenches his fist, which is so much cooler. And he summons lightning, lasers, a freaking sunbeam to freaking vaporize you. And
yeah, Link's fast enough to dodge all that.
Well, as we know, Chosen Undead is able to do the same thing. So I'm willing to say they're even in speed. Because heck, Chosen Undead could even, add things that makes him faster. And, mate, I have to ask.
So can Link.
Yeah, exactly. So, relatively speed, I'd say they're even. Here's my question, though, mate. Can Link make himself intangible to damage? So, nothing can hurt him?
Yeah, the cape.
Well, guess what?
He throws it on, and he can't be damaged.
Well, guess what? Chosen Undead has a specific weapon that can actually attack tangible enemies. So even if Link does throw that, Chosen Undead, if let's say the first hit he realizes he's intangible, he can just bust out the saber that attacks ghost intangible enemies. And trust me,
keep in mind he's also invisible.
Guess what? Chosen Undead has an ability to see invisible enemies. So, if he realizes he's invisible, then he's going to be like, okay then, tricky, summon the reveal, and then be like, aha, there you are. Heck, even if he doesn't have the ability to do it, do you know what he could do? If he realizes he's being slashed at different corners, he could just activate Toxic Mist, where, in his range, he just disperses a mist that can poison enemies, including invisible enemies.
Okay, then Link just, teleports away with one of his various, magic items, takes a potion, sorted.
Chosen Undead could just do the same thing if roles are reversed. You slash at Undead, he just summons a decoy, disappears with teleportation, takes an Astus Flask.
Here's a genuine question I have. Do either have an insta-kill weapon?
Yeah, I wanted to ask. So, the ancient arrows, it's a little weird on how they work. It's one of two ways. It either crushes the enemy into nothingness, or sends them into another dimension entirely.
Well...
Now, I'm sure the Chosen Undead can come back from being, reduced to nothing, but what about the other dimension thing? Would that count as battlefield removal, and therefore, Link just wins?
Actually, no. Because the four kings do an exact attack on him, and he was able to just kill them and just escape. In fact, he also has the ability to time travel. Yeah, that time travel's a thing, it's part of the DLC, and yeah, so assuming Chosen Undead does get hit by this ability, he could just reverse time and go back to his thing. Now, gameplay-wise, it's a very dangerous, a bit the lore-wise, it's very dangerous to use, it must be used under certain circumstances. In Chosen Undead's case, he goes back in time to defeat Sif's owner to gain a powerful weaponry to potentially save his universe. So, he wouldn't use that often. However, let's say he realised he got trapped somewhere. He could just time travel back. But even then, what's exactly stopping Chosen Undead from just killing himself, which is a very viable thing to do so players don't steal your loot, and just respawning back at the fire shrine?
So, to answer my question, Link has an insta-kill weapon, and Bill, you have not given a rebuttal yet, so... Does the Chosen Undead have an insta-kill weapon?
The only thing I can really think of an instant kill weapon, he can have this special ability which when an enemy strikes him, it will poison them and you can't cure it. It's not that powerful against bosses, though, sadly. So it's one of those, like, use it on enemies. So, theoretically, couldn't, like, Chosen Undead just activate that and just survive it. But even if he got caught in a dimension, he could just simply come back, because eventually Chosen Undead could learn to travel to other Fire Link shrines. Even in different universes. Remember, universe hopping's a thing in Dark Souls, and they can in fact universe hop. So, realistically, Chosen Undead could just simply bust his way out of that prison and just be like, I'm back, bitches. Round 2. And that doesn't really kill Undead. Like, that doesn't sound like it kills the Chosen Undead, it just traps him in another universe.
Well, it has also the insta-kill thing, was what Maeve was saying as well. Like,
Yeah.
you can do either.
But, you gotta keep in mind though, Chosen Undead are naturally immortal.
Yeah. However, they can, quote unquote, be killed, like, via the whole, like, becoming hollow thing, which could happen. All Link has to do is kill Chosen Undead, like, enough times to the point where he, like, loses enough will and,
Well,
just turns hollow.
remember what Chosen Undead we're going with. We're going to Chosen Undead that linked the fire. He had the entire universe within his grasp. So he managed to win. He managed to defeat all the gods, get their tools, their weapons, so he won. Which showed that his willpower was strong enough to overcome many of these universal threats. And unlike Link though, Chosen Undead just deals with more universe enders than Link does.
Okay.
And, another thing I want to point out, many of Link's victories, he's always had Zelda to help out. Chosen Undead, you can
Not
summon...
always.
But Chosen Undead, while you can summon Solaire, it's not a requirement. Respect to the YouTubers that managed to defeat all the bosses with a ladle. Tear of Grace, you are a legend. So, yeah, it doesn't really sound like Link's capable of fighting many of these battles on his own. Plus, many of his weaponry...
Oh no, he totally is.
With his weaponry is also designed to specifically kill these D&Ts. Chosen Undead has to pretty much improvise with his weaponry.
Yeah, and Link has, like, improvisable weaponry as well. Like, the Master Sword isn't the only sword he can carry.
It's definitely his most powerful sword, though. You can't deny that.
For sure. I'm just saying, like, there are other things he has.
Plus, a lot of Chosen Undead's weaponry have, like, the sword has ranged abilities, it has the ability to deflect. He can even activate an ability, like you said, where he can just make projectiles reflect back at the enemy. Now, I will agree with one thing, we kind of talked about this behind the scenes. Yeah, Vow of Silence is not going to do anything, because one, Link doesn't need to speak his magic to use them.
Link doesn't talk anyway, so that's pointless.
Yeah, but that's
He
what...
just makes grunts.
But, here's the other thing as well. Chosen Undead has, like, over 10 different ways to heal himself. Being in sunlight, absorbing energy from a lightning bolt, Estus Flask. Link kind of has to just eat food and pray for the best. Sure, he has potions, but Chosen...
Link can counter all the sunlight stuff, though, can't he?
Sure, he could...
Yeah, no, like, Link can counter that with the Ocarina or Wind Waker.
Actually, do you know why? Because this could be a gameplay thing, but you could literally summon light to heal you just on the spot you're standing. In this, I'm trying to remember what it's called, I'll put it on screen. There's no light within the sky, or even when you go into like the caverns where you deal with skeletons, and you have to use like the lantern to reflect that, you could just summon light to heal you. So it doesn't matter if you shroud it in darkness. Chosen Undead could just be like, oh, that's fancy. I know I said snapping was cheesy, but I did it anyway. So, and I just feel as though many of Link's weaponry are just not going to be that useful. Sure, they might temporarily kill the Chosen Undead, but the Chosen Undead will just keep coming back. Link, when he is dead, sure, he has the fairy to revive him. That doesn't last
He's
forever.
also got Mipha's Grace, which constantly, like, it goes through a cooldown, but then he can, like, use it again, like, minutes later.
Yeah, but do you think Chosen Undead's going to give him that?
Keep in mind, all these get him to full health, and he's also got, like, other shielding options, like, where is it? Nehru's Love. It just makes an impenetrable barrier around him.
Chosen Undead has that ability as well. So,
yeah, so Link can just create that barrier, and Mipha's Grace will charge back up.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Maybe it seems though magic they might be even on. It seems though their determination can counter one another. But here's the thing I want to talk about. the soul of Cinder. This form was so powerful, once again, it was the last flame that was keeping the universe lit. And not only that, he has thousands of different chosen undead ingrained into him. He has all their battle history, all their memories, all their fight styles, all their magic. His boss fight is fucking difficult. He uses a lot of the classic magic that the chosen undead mastered, including the sniper bolt. Luckily, you can get an ability to counter that. So, and this is a chosen undead that was holding together the multiverse of different souls. When he dies, so do all the connections to these other universes that were holding onto the flame. That much power behind him and the skills just sounds way more impressive than anything Link could throw.
Yeah, I do remember, like, this is something that Jaro was bringing up back in the day. Like, there was a guidebook for Majora's Mask that listed, like, Termina as, like, an alternate universe that, like, Majora or Skull Kid, like, one of the two, like, created. I remember, like, that being a thing he brought up, like, a bunch.
Yeah, that's fair.
And this is the same person that, you know, Link could essentially bitch slap with the Fierce Deity mask.
Impressive.
So here's a question.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Like, talking about their forms. Link just needs a mask to activate Fierce Deity. Chosen Undead needs to link all the fires, right?
Yeah, which he's already done. He just needed to link the main fire, which he has access to. He just needed to connect his soul to it.
Interesting.
Hypothetically, what if Link just plays Song of Storms and it rains and puts out the fire?
It can't, because funny enough, this boss fight has rain in it, so...
Yeah, I was just making a joke.
Oh, fair enough. I thought you were being serious for a moment. I was like, yeah, you are aware this flame is expanding the multiverse of Dark Souls. That would be so embarrassing. I am here to defeat you. Oh, sorry, multiverse.
Defeat my Katara.
He's just like, sorry, multiverse. I forgot about the Pokemon logic.
Damn you, Katara, and your Blastoise!
With my last breath, I consider the scales. That was just a personal jab. I hate that boss fight.
I have to ask, does the Chosen Undead have anything like to counter like time stop?
Well, let's see here. As far as I'm aware, time stopping is not a thing. I'm looking at my notes. I don't have anything that can counter time stop. But what can Link do
because
when
Link
time
does
stop?
have that thanks to the Phantom Hourglass.
Impressive, but again, what can he really do in this form? He could send him to that universe, but hey, guess what? I multiverse travel, bitch. You could stab him. Is like,
But
okay.
I mean, stop time, and it leaves the Chosen Undead vulnerable to whatever attack Link likes.
But what does he have anything that can kill the Chosen Undead? Because in the lore of Dark Souls, nothing can kill a human aside being hollow. Or in this case, when you become the Soul Cinder, which... How long does the time stop last for is the question, because let's just say Soul Cinder has a lot of phases and a lot of health.
I can't remember exactly how long it, like... Because I know, like, it gets longer the more sand that you put into the Phantom Hourglass. It's been a while since I've played it.
Right, so really, okay, I'm willing to throw this out. Speed, magic, counters, they're relatively even. I just generally feel as though Chosen Undead can just get through many of the things Link can throw at him, just come back to the universe, back to fighting. He can die and keep coming back. Because this is the Dark Souls that can expand the multiverse and has defeated all these powerful universe enders, I just really don't see Link being able to stop this guy. Keep in mind, when he became the Soul Cinder as well, he was alive and fighting other Chosen Undead for thousands of years as well. So again, other universal powerful characters tried to stop him, and only that one, which is you, the player, was able to stop him. Link has been defeated in the past, and that's what happens to a lot of Links. They eventually die, and then enough ones reincarnated.
I mean, we don't see, like, what kills a lot of them.
Wait, I have to actually ask as a joke question. Does this mean Link also has connections to that TV show version?
The CDI?
Yeah. By the way, I did notice that, mate. You put hate CDI. I did see that.
Yeah.
True.
I did notice that. I respect that, mate. Respect to you.
Well, excuse me for making a joke.
No. I was.
that was
I
a
was
good joke.
No, it was good. I'm impressed.
Anyway.
I just wanted to work that in.
Oh, wait, now I get it. Anyway, you guys have 2 minutes left. I will allow each of you 1 minute to make a final argument for your combatants.
Oh, okay, I just looked this up. The maximum capacity of the Phantom Hourglass is like 25 minutes.
Seriously? Seems
Yeah, you can stop time for that long.
Seems kind of time breaking or game breaking.
A little bit.
Speaking of Link, mate, you will have 1 minute to make a final argument for Link. Are you ready?
No.
Well, too bad. 3, 2, 1. Shed some final tears.
Nice. Yeah. With all the different experiences that Link has been through, all the crazy bosses, all the items he has, all the various abilities he has, the fact that he can summon the sages, even other versions of him, which are as galaxy-brained as he is, I think he has a way to just keep killing the Chosen Undead to a point where he will go hollow. Like, whether it be with the Master Sword, with the Ancient Arrows, or just anything he has. And hell, if he needs more time, he can just pause it entirely. I just think Link has way too much to throw at the Chosen Undead. To the point where, well, this Dark Soul is going to take his last breath.
Damn.
Nice. I respect that.
I was desperately thinking about that.
Alright then.
Alrighty. Bill, are you ready?
I am ready.
Alright. In 3, 2, 1, make a burning argument.
You know, freezing time is handy, but one, many of Link's weaponry can't exactly permanently kill Chosen Undead. Relying on the Hollow thing, I don't think it's as reliable as going with the Chosen Undead that managed to link the multiverse. Yes, Link is apparently a galaxy buster, apparently. The Solar Cinder can expand across the multiple universes and battled thousands of Chosen Undead, and he's 2,000 years old. He has 2,000 years of combat experience. Even just then, Chosen Undead, I think most of his weaponry, you know, like magic, are pretty even in terms of speed. However, I just feel as though Link has never faced someone who could just keep coming back over and over again. That wasn't reincarnation through multiple game releases. I do think eventually Link will suffer a gruesome fate, and he will, in fact, die. So he better prepare for it.
Alrighty, time is up. Are you satisfied with how you guys did?
I am, actually. It was fun going through the notes. I don't think it's as headache-inducing as it was prepping for the death battle, so win or lose, I don't care. I just had fun playing Dark Souls again. I will complete Dark Souls 3, but after this video's edited.
So,
There's probably more stuff I could have gone into with Link, but
yeah, I felt the same with Chosen Undead, but
so much.
Yeah, I just wanted to primarily focus on the big stuff, which hopefully I did make a convincing argument. But Shawnee, you've got the stage. Will you link the fires, or will you link the fire to Link's victory?
so this is a hard call at the end of the day, but we're gonna break it down pretty easily. As far as power goes, I will give that to the Chosen Undead because of the whole Lord of Cinder argument. So I do think Chosen Undead is more powerful than Link is, technically speaking. Experience, sure. Lord of Cinder gives what was it, 2,000 years?
Yeah.
But there have been, by the count, like 28 Links or so, and each Link goes over 100 years old. Doing that kind of math, that gives Link technically the experience advantage.
That's valid. I hold up my hand to that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another easy thing to give the Chosen Undead, tenacity, because just the reincarnation and just the unwillingness to die just keeps coming back and back over and over again. So I'll give tenacity to the Chosen Undead. Arsenal.
So for the
Go ahead.
sorry, so for the edit, you got to do like what Death Battle does with all these categories.
Why do you
If
want
he
to?
chooses to.
Why do you give me so much to edit? Don't you think future
Sorry, I'm
Bill?
just saying that's an idea.
Do you think future Bill suffers enough?
As far as Arsenal goes, weapons and armor, I kind of think they're even. Magic, on the other hand, I'm giving that to Link because Link has better magic options. Not to mention he can recover his magic a lot better than Chosen Undead can. In a long fight like this, it may not seem like a lot, but that does give Link that advantage. So it all comes down to a few particular things, like little nitpicks. I do think Link is technically faster because of being able to stop time, and apparently he perceives time as slowing down a lot as a thing.
Oh, the like the Fury Strikes.
Yes.
Or whenever you like try and use a bow midair.
Yes. With that in mind, and also Link has better insta-kill weapons compared to the Chosen Undead. It's close, but to my surprise, I'm giving the last debate victory to Link.
Hey, you know what?
Yes!
I actually agree, man. I actually think Link actually could take this. It's close, and I'm very interested to see what people think about it.
It could go either way, I think.
It
Yeah.
does go either way, but I think Link's magic arsenal experience he does have, and just the ability to slow down time is more than enough just to outpace Chosen Undead, or just, pause time for 25 minutes. Chosen Undead's not going to come back for like 25 full minutes, and Link can just walk away, and victory!
Yeah. Well, that's not technically a death. It's more so like just stalling, which is fair enough, though. I'm not disputing that. After hearing Mate's arguments, I was convinced as well. Like, I agree. If Sean didn't agree with this, I would have been like, no, I actually want to give it to Link. Like, I'll take the L on that.
So, mate,
Yeah, remember when...
Link wins.
Remember, like, after the death battle with Cloud, they said Link has so much to throw at Cloud, he could have gotten overwhelmed.
Yeah.
They weren't kidding.
Yeah, so GG's, it's, you know what, I think this is a deserving victory. Like, there was a lot Link had, a lot more than I realised, so it was kind of interesting to learn this. Maybe someday I'll actually play his game. We'll see about that.
Oh, dude, Breath of the Wild is so good.
But, with all this said and done, people, do you agree with the outcome? Do you think the Chosen Undead's Soul of Cinder could have won this battle? Or do you think Link's victory was given? Me and Sean and Mate seem to all agree that, yeah, Link wins. We're all GG's on that. What we might not all be GG's on is the next time, which will be another guest lads debate. We're not going to say who the guest is, but it's an interesting one, requested by the guest themselves. We went about the event, going through ranking a lot of the matchups, gave him the option. He decided on the matchup. We are getting, I'm probably butchering his name, Yusaki Kitawaga from Persona, not sure which one.
Persona 5.
Yeah.
Oh, Yusuke.
Yusuke, yeah. I think I said Yusuke, I might have just said it wrong. But yeah, we're going to do Yusuke Kitagawa versus Squidward Tentacles.
If you thought we couldn't get weird...
People said Dimitri versus Undyne was weird. At least they both are soldiers and they wield spears. Like, I am... This is going to be Mate representing the Persona character, the guest representing the SpongeBob character. Yes, I'm not representing this one. I gave them the option. They wanted to do this episode, and we're like, alright, me and Sean will be the judges. I'm really surprised this is a request, but okay. Yep, we're getting our first SpongeBob match, and it is Squidward. At least it's not Squidward versus Bakugo, so Starshock, you can be happy to know that. Oh my god, this is going to be funny. I'm excited for this episode.
Oh lord.
Yeah, I'm excited for this episode, and I generally had fun with this. Did I like this episode as much as a previous Lads Debate? I'd say I liked it on the same level. It was fun. It was interesting going through Dark Souls again. Raging. Luckily, none of my controllers died. Yet. I still have that final boss in Dark Souls 3 to conquer. Deal. Just for giggles, should I try and find an outfit that looks like Link and face the Soul Cinder? Should I give that a whirl?
You know what? Respect.
That's if I have it in my inventory, but if not, then it's alright. I'll just let you guys know if I defeated him. With all that said and done, mate, congratulations. I'm high-fiving my webcam. Good job. You did good. You done good, Sonny.
And I'm high-fiving mine back.
Thank you for not punching me this time.
Well done, the both of you. Well done.
Yeah. Did you guys enjoy this episode? Would you like to see these two return for a future episode? Not too soon, anyway. And who knows, maybe we could...
Please.
Yeah, please. As much as I like Dark Souls again, please don't recommend Tarnished or anything like that immediately. With all that said and
Don't
done...
ask for a rematch.
Yeah, well, I don't really think there's... I literally used the Chosen Undead at his peak. Unless Dark Souls 4 suddenly... Oh, behold, Soul of Cinder 4! It's like, well, I guess we're doing this again. But then Zelda comes around, there's a new kingdom something, and then it's like, well, this battle will never end. With all that said and done, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoy what you saw here, be sure to share the video around, check out these guys' channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Farewell, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, if you excuse me, I've got to go quickly link the fire. Oh god, that's real fire! Ah!